you are tuning in to the Princess with the Real show. Today, I just want to talk about why is it that people feel the need that they have to hide that they've been through struggles or going through things in life and only show like they balling. Like, I don't understand it. There was a time where it's like people used to say fake it till you make it, but it was a saying, and now it's just like people are really faking it, like, and putting on this facade, but then they don't realize that when you do that, it makes people not want to help you. Because if you're out here asking and telling people that you need help or you need something, and they go online and they see that you posting and acting like you big balling, like, why am I going to help them if they already posting like they doing it? That's the way I look at it. I've had people ask me for stuff and I wanted to give it to them, but I do research. I don't just give money to people. Now, I do help out where I can help out at because nobody was there to help me. So I'll help other people if I have it to help. But I do research before I do that. So many people scam people, like your family included. Like, I was scammed. Like, I'll get into that on but so many people scam people on the regular, so I make sure if somebody tell me they need some money for something, I'm going to do a little research to try to figure out if it's really certain, especially if it's a big amount of money. And a big amount of money to me is anything more than $20 that you're asking me for. I need to figure out what you need this money for. I got a family to raise. Like, I don't have time to be giving my money to somebody else to go out here and be able to live their best life while I'm over here struggling to raise a family. Period, point blank. So I just don't get why people feel like, and it's because I feel like it's because they're looking at these celebrities and they see what these celebrities wearing, and now they want to wear what they wearing, and people living beyond their means, knowing that they can't afford it, but they living beyond their means. People out here going to buy clothes to wear out, and then you gotta go return it the next day. If you got to do all of that, then don't get it. Like, don't live beyond your means. Don't be out here trying to steal the hottest shit and risk your whole livelihood because you want to wear some hot shit. Like, you don't have to put on. You can be you. Like, I'm one of them people who don't put on. Like, you would never see me walking around acting like I'm big ballin'. Never. I make good money, but I make enough money to take care of my family. That's all I make. It's enough to take care of my family, and that's all that matters. Yeah, I go out and I have a good time. Ain't nothing wrong with having a good time. And there ain't nothing wrong with sitting in the house. So you ain't got to go out here and feel like, oh, I got to be out on the scenes. I got to be seen. Yeah, it depends on what your job is. If that's not your job and the industry that you're trying to be in is that nightlife, then you ain't got to be out on the scenes. You just got to be in the right people's faces at the right times. You don't have to be in there spending, buying bottles and doing all of that. If that's not you, if you're not at that level yet, don't pretend as if you at that level and then the next day you got to go ask somebody for something. Because you living beyond your means because you want to look good to somebody else. You want to impress somebody else. That goes with the hottest clothes, the shoes, all of that. Like, I'm not that person. A lot of people, even my kids, they tell me, they be like, Mama, you need to get up with times. You need to go, you need to get a new pair of shoes every time you get paid. I'm not that person. That's wasteful to me. I'm not finna be wasting money on stuff that I know I ain't even gonna wear like that just to keep up with the Joneses. Like, no. When I need to go get something, I'll get it. I'm not going to just be out here trying to floss things that I know that is beyond my pay grade. Yeah, I know they say, you know, don't act like, you know, you poor. I'm one of them people who be like, I act my wage. Because I really don't act my age. And now let's deflect over that because I don't, and I don't know why. I think it's probably because of everything I went through as a child and having to grow up so fast, having a child at an early age. So I think because of that, I've always been mature for my age, but I don't act my age at all. So my kids tell me I act like I'm old. I'm just one of them chill people. Like, I like to chill, have a good time. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Like, I'm goofy too though. So I like to crack jokes. I like to play. I like to wrestle. Like, I like doing stuff like that. And I'm one of them girls who like to take walks in the park. I'm that chick who be like, let's go bowling, let's go to the movies, let's go skating. Like, I like to do stuff that's gonna make us laugh, that we can build memories on. Because even though I'm older, that don't mean I can't go out here and act like a kid sometimes and have a good time. Maybe I'm like that because I had a kid when I was a kid and I'm still living my childhood a little bit. I don't know. But the simple fact is I like that kind of stuff. And the kind of stuff that I just said I like is stuff that really don't cost nothing. Like, you really can do a lot of that stuff for little to nothing. And that shows that, in my opinion, adults, if you don't have anything stopping you from being able to work, and when I say stopping you, I mean like a disability, or you just worked all your life and now you're retired, like, you should be working as an adult. Because if you think about it, growing up, when your parents raised you, I don't know how your parents raised you, but when my parents raised me, they taught me, especially my dad, he taught me that you really have to get out there and you got to hustle for your family. You got to do what it means to take care of your family. So if you're an adult and you still living at home with your parents, which means they still taking care of you, like they spent all that time, all their life taking care of you, now they still can't enjoy themselves because they still having to take care of you, they still having to help you out. Like, you should feel that satisfaction of, I got my own, I can hold my own down. That's the same thing with a man, like, or a woman, whoever is taking care of who, because nowadays it's different. It's 2018. There's women out here taking care of men and there's men out here taking care of women. So it is different. So in that situation, I feel like, why not still have a job though? Even if you got somebody there taking care of you, why not still have a job? So that way if that person decides like, hey, deuces, I don't want to be there no more, you got something to fall back on. You got a little cash stashed up. Like, you doing something. It's like, I don't really feel sorry for those people who you go through a divorce and you're left with nothing because you were the wife and the cook in the house and you cleaned and you what? We all do that. Like, whether you a single woman or a wife, you gonna cook and clean and do all of that. That's, to me, I don't consider that a job. Like, yeah, I sometimes be like, oh yeah, I got a full-time job during the day and then I go home and work a full-time job. But really, like, I don't get paid for that. Like, that's not no job. Like, that's life. In life, you got to clean. In life, you got to cook. And if you have kids, in life, you got to take care of the motherfuckers. Like, that's life. That ain't no job. That's just doing what you put yourself in a position to have to do. You had kids, so now you got to cook for them and you got to clean for them. Like, that's life. That's day to day. You're going to go through that regardless if you with somebody or you by yourself. But don't say that like, oh, I do this, so that's why it's okay for me to stay at home. Like, nah. Get a job. I ain't saying you got to go work full time. Go get you a part-time job. I ain't even saying you got to spend none of that money you make. Put it all up in the bank. But have your own. And that's men and women. Like, you really need to have your own. Like, it's crazy. I watch so many people like in relationships and they go through a breakup and the female be crying or feeling some type of way because he always did this, he always took care of me, he always did this, and now I gotta do it on my own. Like, for real? Like, you had it made like that and you fucked up? Nah, for real, nah. But females, it's like that because you always depended on him to do it and he always did it. And I'm not faulting no man that want to take care of a woman. Like, kudos. I'm glad there's men out there like that want to take care of women. All I'm saying is stack your own. And if he got a problem with you stacking your own, then something wrong with the picture. And I say the same thing for men. Like, don't be sitting up laying around all day, like playing the game all day. Like, do something. Have some kind of hustle about yourself. If you can't get a 9 to 5, find something else that's gonna make yourself look productive and look like you bring something into the household. Like, cleaning the house ain't enough. Like, you got to bring something in. You got to bring something new in. Some cash, something that the house needed, something like, you got to bring something, add something to the table, value. You can't just be in the house like, oh, I cleaned up. That's not enough value. Like, no, I didn't pay for no maid. I'm not here with a maid, like, cleaning up. Like, no, you're not getting paid to do that. That's not a job. That's your household duties. You don't get no pat on the back for cleaning up. You don't get no pat on the back for doing laundry. Like, That's what you got to do. That's the day to day. I post doing laundry almost every week because I do laundry almost every couple of days, really, having kids. But that's not my job. I have a 9 to 5, and I'm really trying to build another job. I'm trying to build a career. I'm trying to build an empire. So that way I can feel like I'm working for myself, and I can be at home when I want to be at home. Ain't no problem with wanting to be at home when you want to be at home, what's best for your family and what you want it to be and how you want it to be laid out. Ain't nothing wrong with that. But my thing is work. Unless you working for yourself, if you got your own business and your hours is adjusted to you, then that's working. Like, that's what everybody want, their own business. That's what I aspire to have my own business. I aspire to have my own empire. I aspire to open up a family fun plaza for all the children because I love the children. Like, I want everybody just to understand is that I want everybody to work. So when I say women, I don't respect you when you're a stay-at-home mom, I say that because I feel like you need to work. I feel like having a kid is not an excuse to be at home, sitting around, saying you cleaning, you cooking, you doing that. Because I go to work and I come home and I still do all of that same stuff. That's all I'm saying. That's in my opinion. And not only that, it's because of things that I've seen in life. I've seen those women who stay at home and you let somebody take care of you, then you dependent upon them. You got to ask them when you need something. You got to do all of that. Like, all I'm saying is have some hustle about yourself. Like, it's okay to be in a loving relationship where your man want to spoil you or your woman want to spoil you and be like, you ain't never got to work again in life. Like, ain't nothing wrong with that. But what your hustle is. Because if something go down between y'all, and nobody's saying that you automatically going to break up or you going to have a divorce or anything like that. But I'm just saying, plan for if something happens, I'm good. If you can't look at yourself right now and be like, okay, if that girl or if that man left me today, I'm going to be straight. My bill's going to be taken care of. Because I got it. Not because I can call this person, I can call this person, I can call this person, but because I got it. If you can't say that, then there's a problem. In my opinion, there's a problem. You got to be able to know that you can take care of your own. And if you don't know that and you're not secure with that within, then there's a problem. That means you need to find yourself and find what you want to do. And I'm not saying, oh, well, you got to just go out and find you, like, you got to go work in the fast food restaurant. Nah. If your spouse told you you ain't got to work and they want to take care of you, then figure out how to build a hustle. Figure out how to build a business. So that way you can have a business so you too can move and do what you want to do at the same time, but you still got to hustle about yourself. You still got something with your name on it that you can say that if something go down, I'm making money. I'm bringing in money too. You ain't got to spend your money. Again, stack it in the bank. All I'm saying is have some hustle about yourself. Everybody should have some hustle about themselves. That's why we train our kids at an early age. I ain't saying train like a dog, but we teach our kids at an early age. You got to clean up. Clean up behind yourself. Do dishes. Every year you adding more and more stuff to them to do because you want to teach them that everything in life don't come for free. Like, that's them having some hustle about themselves. But then when they get into a certain age, you want to make sure they out there working. You want to teach your kids at an early age that you got to work. You want all this extra stuff. You want to do this. You got to work for that. Just cleaning your room ain't going to do that. As a kid, as a very kid, you can do that. But once you become a teenager, you got to work for that. You got to work for that money. By 13, you need to be working for that money. You want something? You want to, oh, you want this hot stuff? You want this? That's the problem nowadays. That is the major problem that we have with kids nowadays is they're spoiled. Like, and I get it. And I am one of those parents who spoil my kids. Like, I'm not going to lie. But a few years ago, I had to teach myself that you have to pull back from that. You have to show them and teach them that this ain't always going to happen. This wasn't, like, you fortunate. Like, and I have to sit down and talk to my kids about that. I think a lot of kids don't understand how fortunate they are because of the things that parents went through. A lot of us are young parents nowadays. Like, the parents are getting younger and younger, really. And because of that, we went through so much as kids. A lot of us went through things when we were children, and we was less fortunate, and we never wanted our kids to have to go through that, to see that type of life or experience the kind of things you experience. But once you do that, you really do make it to where your kids don't know that life. So when you got to go get some off-brand cereal, they're like, what is this? I don't eat that. Like, my kids did that to me before. Like, what? Like, we came up off of stuff like that. Like, what? You frowning up to that? You don't want to eat that? You gonna leave that in there for months? Like, you don't want to eat that because it's off-brand? Like, the kids that got so sedity, in my opinion. Like, kids, and I'm not just saying my kids, I'm saying all kids that got sedity to where they're accustomed to a certain way of living. And it's because us as parents, we made our kids accustomed to that way of living. Because we didn't want our kids to suffer. We didn't want our kids to go through anything. We didn't want them to go without anything. We wanted them not to get picked on in school. We wanted them to make sure they had the things so that way they go to school and they be fly and they make the friends and they do this. Like, that's what we did as parents because of the things that we experienced as kids. But if you go back and look at what you experienced as a kid and look at who you are today and be like, that made me who I am. Sometimes your kids need to experience the struggle. Sometimes they need to see that kind of stuff. Because if they've never, like, my thing is if you've never seen it, if you've never been through that kind of stuff, how do you know what's better? Like they say, you got to let your kids go out and make their own mistakes. They also need to see the struggle. So that way when they know that, okay, I went through this before, I don't want to live like that again. Like, I don't want to do that. I'm not saying, oh, go get your light shut off, go do nothing like that. I'm just saying, teach your kids. Pull away some of their stuff sometimes. Make them have to go clean. Make them have to go do stuff. Like, don't let your kids feel like they're going to get a free ride all their life. Don't make your kids feel like for my kids felt like we was rich. And I hated that they felt like that because I felt like we poor. So the kids feel like we rich. I feel like we poor. It's like, it don't make sense. But they feel like that because they get everything that they want and need. They don't see the bigger picture of everything else that's going on around and what all is having to be done so they can get what they want and need. They just see it there. So I feel like with your kids, you want them to understand the process. And money don't grow on trees. Like, I tell my kids that all the time. Money don't grow on trees. Don't be clocking my paycheck. Like, these are my words because this is the way the kids is now. Nowadays, they feel like every time you get some money, they need something. They got to go get something. Something new done came out. Something this. And I was one of those parents at one point trying to make sure I could do that. But then I learned, like, nah, I'll do that on my time. Unless you're going to go out here and get some hustle about yourself and get some money, which my kids began to do. My kids began selling candy, making slime, selling Pokemon cards, doing different stuff like that just to make money along the years because they seen, okay, mama not gonna always just give it to me. One kid run out of money, the other kid don't have money. I mean, one kid have money, one kid don't. Okay, I'm not buying you nothing. You should have saved your money because they saved theirs. But the thing is at one point I was one of those parents who was like, nah, I don't want to do that. Like, no. I'm that parent who's like, no, you didn't have any money. You might as well not even come to the store with us. You ain't have nothing. We need to stop spoiling these kids. That's what I'm saying. And I know I'm working on it. I'm still not all the way at the point of where I'm not spoiling them no more. But I pull back so much that I feel like I'm not spoiling them. They might be spoiled by other people, but I'm not spoiling them no more. Like, and I try to teach my kids that because I never was spoiled. I worked for everything. When I tell you I started working at 12, I was working in the summertime to buy my school clothes. Once I had my child, I had to start working to make sure my child had everything that they needed. Like, yeah, I was living at home with my parents. And I always was helping out around the house and doing what I need to do, what I can to help out. But I also worked and went to school full time and took care of a baby. Like, I feel like that's the structure that we need to teach our children. Like, once you get a certain age, you need to work. It ain't no laying up in the house. I don't care if mama's rich. Like, you still need to work and have some hustle about yourself. No, who knows what can happen to that money? Who knows what can happen? Like, money don't last forever, but you still got to have some kind of skills in life. You got to build some kind of hustle about yourself so you can say, okay, I can do this. Not, oh, nah, I'm just going to call her to do it. Because the thing is that's the other problem is when you spoil people and when your kids are always on their games or playing with their toys or talking to their friends on the phones, what skills are they picking up? They're not picking up no skills. They ain't learning nothing that no other kid ain't already doing. You want your kids to pick up skills. You want to teach them to get some hustle about themselves at an early age, so when they get older, they strive to be better. That's the thing is, people need to strive to be better. Don't strive to be the best you that you can be at this level. Strive to be the best you that you can be up there. Like, I don't get it. Like, a lot of people, like, they get comfortable and they get set in their ways. And if my friend watching this, he gonna know I'm talking about him. But my friend the other day, and I posted it online, I think, he said the job that he is at is the job he wants to retire from. It's the best job ever because they give him 4 weeks of vacation. And they really don't bother him like that all the time. Now, they get on his nerves sometimes. His money be flaky sometimes. Things go wrong sometimes. But this is the job I want to retire from. That's settling. That's settling at its finest. A 30-something-year-old cool at being in a job that they really don't like, but the money is good, but they really don't like the job. I would never even make a statement like that. I feel like don't settle just because you feel like, oh, well, I got what I need. This is the amount that I need. This is all that I need to survive. So I ain't got to go out there and strive to be greater and try to get more because I'm good where I'm at right now. Economy changes, baby, all the time. Jobs stop giving raises all the time. So as the economy changing, if your job stop giving you raises and all of this is changing around you, and you stuck in the same position that you've been in all your life because you felt like you had enough, or the whole time because you felt like this is good for me, I'm good, I can pay my bills. No, you want to be able to do more than pay your bills. You want to be able to live. Paying your bills is one thing, but living is a whole nother. Can I say that I'm living? Yeah, I guess I am. I'm alive, I'm breathing, but I'm not living my best life. I'm living, I'm getting by, and I'm okay with that. I'm not trying to be nothing that I'm not, and I'm not trying to live in a way that I know is gonna hurt me. I wanted more in life. I want to do more. I want to have more. I want to build. But everything, it comes one day at a time. Things don't happen overnight. You got to work hard. If you're not working hard at what you want to be and what you want to do in life, then it's not going to come to you. Yeah, I know they say pray on it. When you pray on it, God will bring everything to you. I'm not saying I don't believe in God because I believe in the Lord. But my thing is they're not just saying pray. Yeah, he got you. But you got to put in some work too. He helped those who help themselves. You got to look like you're doing something for yourself. Not just look like, but actually be doing something for yourself. In order for other people to want to do something to help you. I could have sat in my house and not did nothing. I'm airing this show, taping it, editing it, doing everything that I have to do in the same day. Because I had birthdays and all this other stuff that I have to do. But I still want to be able to put my message out there and let people see who I am. Because I am one of those people who like to get deep and like to discuss stuff that maybe some people be thinking don't want to say out loud. Maybe I say things that offend people when I don't mean to offend people, but that's just me. That's how I feel. Nobody can say how I feel and what I've been through and my experiences and tell me how to speak. You can speak your opinion and go against me all day, every day. Never had a problem with that. But don't tell me how to feel. And I think that's another problem with people is you want to tell people how to feel. You want to tell people how to be. With your kids, with anything. Like, you can't tell a person how to feel. If they say they feel this way because you did this or you made me feel like this, then that's how they feel. Take that, accept that, understand that, and figure out how to deal with that. You can't change how a person feel. If your kids, and back to the kids, it's like, understand that your kids do have an identity too. You just have to help bring that out in them. You have to help them to find who they are and what they want out of life. And once they find that, you have to be okay with what they want. You can't make your kids live the life that you wanted to live. You can't say, oh, well, I was a cheerleader, I wanted to be a cheerleader. I was a football player, I want him to play football. You can't do that. If that's not in them, you got to let them find what's in them and what's for them. Every kid don't want to play sports. Every kid's not meant for that. Just because you did it don't mean your kids is going to want to do it. So that's, a lot of parents live vicariously through their children. Don't do that. Now, I say don't do that when, like, you forcing your kids to, like, do something that you did. But I lived my childhood a little bit through my kids. Like, a lot of stuff I didn't experience when I was a kid. Like, I've never went to the zoo or the aquarium or anything like that. I didn't have those experiences as a kid. I experienced that stuff with my kids. So I do kind of live some of the stuff that I wanted to do when I was a child. Because I have kids now, I do that with my kids. And I act like a kid when I'm out there with my kids. We have a great time. There's nothing wrong with that. Like, a lot of us had to grow up fast. Especially where I'm from. Like, a lot of people, like, and it's sad. I'm not saying that it's a great thing, but it's sad that so many of us had kids at a young age. So many of us, like, we had to give up our childhood to raise a child. But we did what we had to do. I really can't say, like, I really can't say anything bad about any of the women that I know who had kids at an early age and how they raising their kids. I've never seen them do anything, but I don't be around people like that, so I don't know. But I've never seen them or heard about them doing anything that was gonna hurt their kids and put their kids in harm's way. But at the same time, I don't know everybody's life. So if you're one of those parents who's out here feeling like it's okay to leave your kids at home when your kids are too young to be home by themselves, anything can happen. I'm very overprotective over my kids. Very. Like, my son is 15 and I still check on him if I leave him home by himself for an hour. Like, that's how overprotective I am. I might be over and beyond overprotective. But when it comes to the kids, like, you can never be too sure. Like, all these Amber Alerts out here, all these, it's so much going on. Like, it's really so much going on that you never could be too sure if your kids are in a safe environment or if they're good at home. You know, people break in houses all the time. I keep a knife because here's the thing is, I am in an apartment, so I don't condone really keeping a gun for me. Like, for me, I don't want a gun until I can get into a house, until I can have a place where I can really secure that, because I grew up around a situation where something like that happened and the kid got a hold to it and one thing led to another, and I don't want that for my kids. And it can happen so easily when you live in a small environment and you don't really have places to really put it up at, in my opinion. There's not really like secure places that kids can't get to when you're in a small environment. Like, they can figure that out. So for me, I don't want that until I'm in a house. But I keep a knife. I keep what I can keep by my bed. I got things to protect me. But I also have to explain that kind of stuff to the kids too, because when you trying to protect your kids in the house, you also need to understand, they need to understand that that's for you to protect them. That's not for them to play with, nothing like that. Like, you really have to talk to your kids. And I know a lot of parents don't want to, like, I'm not ready, I wasn't ready, but you really have to talk to your kids about everything. I talk to my kids about everything. And it's a lot of things that I don't want to talk to them about. And it's a lot of things I might tell my son, like, girls, it's yucky, like, don't kiss them, they're going to give you something in the mouth. I probably shouldn't be saying stuff like that. But I say stuff like that because I don't want him out here kissing girls. Like, my kids don't understand. I got pregnant with my son when I was 15. My son is now 15. So, do that scare me? Do that worry me? Like, I know who I was. So I'm trying to make sure my kids are better than me. That's all. I keep a closer eye, and I tell them certain things because I want them to be better than me. I don't want them to have to go through being a child and having a child. I don't want them to have to go through any of those heartaches like that or pains of all of that. Like, it was a lot. I'm here and I feel good. Like, I wouldn't take that back for nothing. But I don't want my kids to have to go through that. I want my kids to be able to live their life and in the stages that they need to. I don't want them to feel like they got to grow up too fast. I want my kids to be kids as long as they kids. Like, when my son be like, he grown, like, no, you not. You a teenager. You 15. You not grown. My daughter be like, oh, I'm a preteen. No, you're not. You're 11 years old. You are not a preteen. Like, I don't play, like, I'll play with my kids, but I don't really play that grown stuff. Like, my daughter's in trouble now. I can't go outside because I don't play the grown stuff. Like, she wore a pair of shorts that I felt was too short outside. I don't play that. And I think more parents need to be like that. Like, it's not cute. I think a lot of parents think it's cute to let their kids be out here shaking their butts and doing stuff like that. Yeah, I might dance with my kid, but you will never see my child get loose with it. Not with mama, or if I hear about her doing it, it's going to be a problem because I feel like she's too young for that. I don't think that kind of stuff is cute. I don't think kids shooting birds or cursing, I don't think none of that's cute. Not at all. My son's 15 and he said nigga to me, and I about lost my mind. Like, he called me bruh, and I did lose my mind because I don't play that stuff. Like, we may play around, we may have a good time, but even when we playing, you're not gonna do that. And especially when I'm serious, you really not gonna do that because I'm that parent who really go to bat for mine. So it's like, if I go to bat for you and you disrespect me like that, to me that's total disrespect when your kid talk to you like that. That's total disrespect. Never. I think parents need to understand what a respectful child is and what a non-respectful child is. That's why a lot of people don't get babysitters no more, because their kid's not respectful or don't know how to act. Everybody struggles differently. Everybody don't always go through the same struggles, and what I may call struggles, you may not call struggles. Like, everybody has different struggles. To me, people who is more fortunate growing up to me, they didn't struggle like that. But if you talk to a person who is more fortunate, they'll tell you that they had a different type of struggle. So I can't tell you whether or not you had a struggle, but I can say that a lot of people haven't gone through the same things. So when you speaking to people and you talking to people, you don't really know them like that. So watch how you speak to people. My thing is I don't speak to people like that. I don't go around people like that unless I know, okay, I got myself under control. I know how to control myself in certain environments. But if I know I can't control myself, then I won't go into that environment, because I am one of those people who speak before I think sometimes. And it's not always in a bad way, but a lot of times people take it bad, like, just because of the way it comes out. I don't intentionally mean to hurt people. It's just sometimes my approach and way I say it doesn't come out properly. I try to work on that, but then I realize that that's just who I am, and people have to accept who I am. I feel like I've been working since I was 12 years old, so I've never had a problem getting a job. I've never had a problem, speaking to people, getting in front of a crowd, doing anything like that. But when I'm in certain environments, if I feel like saying something, I'm going to say it. And I'm the same way no matter where I'm at, but I adapt. And I just say it in a way that I feel like they're going to perceive it. But I am everybody in life should eventually want to have their own business. Like, everybody should strive to want their own, not to work for somebody else. I don't strive to say when I get to this level, I wish I could go work for this person. No, I strive to be able to have my own business. I strive to be my own boss. And I feel like everybody needs to be that way. A lot of us are working jobs that we don't like right now. Jobs that we don't even want to wake up and go to in the morning. but we do it because we're striving for greatness. We're striving to be better. You might learn some techniques on that job that you can take into another job, but you also don't want to be out of work either. That's the other thing. Like, especially in this economy, I say I don't chase money. I'm looking for happiness. I don't chase money, but I work because I have to pay bills. So in this economy, you have to have a job so you can pay your bills. So you don't want to quit a job knowing that you don't already have another job backed up that's going to pay your bills and do what you need to do. And you don't want to quit a job and talk so much smack about a job and have to go back to that job after the job that you thought was a great job for you didn't work out. Sometimes you may have to go to that job that you hate. You may have to do what you got to do. As long as they're paying you, you may have to do what you have to do until you can get that job that you love. A lot of people will leave a job that they hate to go to another job that they hate. I can't do that. I don't see myself doing it. And to me, it's like, why would you leave this job? You already know this job. You know they're going to pay you. You know how these people is. You should be accustomed to knowing who they are. And you got a position there. Why would you leave that job until you found something else you really wanted? Why leave that job and go to another job that's iffy? Like, it doesn't make sense. I know you got to give people a shot, but if you already know that job looks iffy going in, why not stay where you at until you find a job that you know is more secure, so that way you don't have to come crawling back. You don't have to worry about none of that. You good. Same thing with when you getting upset in a job. Like, all people get mad in jobs. Jobs piss a lot of people off. They do a lot of dumb shit in the workplace. You can't just up and just walk out, like, when you got responsibilities. Like, you got to understand that this is life. And in life, sometimes you're going to be dealt cards that you weren't ready for. But you're going to have to figure out how to play them. You can't run out on it. You got to figure out, okay, how do I control myself and deal with this in a professional manner? But now I see who these people is, so now I know what I need to do to go get me another job. I'm